Hello guys, welcome to my new video, and today we're going to talk about Texas, North Carolina, and also Georgia 14th congressional race. And I mean, we're now in the last week of early voting. Today is Wednesday, as you know, but I'm only having here the data from yesterday, from Tuesday, because I'm recording the video on Tuesday. It's right now, I don't know, maybe 5 p.m. Eastern time, it doesn't matter. What matters is we have more than 1.4 million votes in the Texas primary, in the Democratic side and in the Republican side. As you can see here, the Democrats are already above the threshold of the 2022 final turnout. This is not up to today. This is the final turnout. This is Vote Hub. Credits to them because the map is really beautiful and it's a very great way to compare. As you can see here, we still have some counties without anything, and these are not zero votes. It's just that they are not updated. I don't know why they sometimes take a long time to update, but okay, it doesn't matter, to be honest. Look at this county. I'm sorry, not this one, this. It's at 517% of the turnout as of today. This is one of the highest. You go here to the other side, 513, 479. So you're actually seeing a lot of enthusiasm on the Democratic side because we're going to have a very competitive race between Tillerico and Crockett. Even though I would benefit right now Tillerico in the Democratic primary, as I said multiple times, I mean, he has more enthusiasm, and that right now matters, and also more wide support, if you will. You go to Houston, 264,000, Austin, 300,000. I'm sorry, 300%. It's not a 62,000. I'm sorry, let's just compare here. In Austin right now, we're already at 87,000 early voting results, and that is just amazing. We're gonna reach 90,000 by the end of Tuesday, and by the end of tomorrow, when you're watching the video, we may reach 100,000, and that will be crazy. I mean, it'll be beautiful if you think about it. And I think we're already at the 2022 final turnout in the Democratic side. In the Republican side, I think it's similar. I mean, it's 69%. It's probably gonna reach it. But yeah, not at the same rate. This is a very important scenario. The Democrats are getting much higher turnout because they're leading right now, 754,000. It's about 110,000 net. And this is important when you consider going into the general election, because right now this doesn't matter. But when you consider that this will be the people who vote right now will probably vote in the general, even though it's very hard to flip Texas. I mean, look, in 2018, Beto O'Rourke was very close. But if the Democrats are about to pull this up, because it's not a video about the general, it's a video about the primary, and we don't know who's going to be the opponent in the Republican side. We have Paxton and, of course, the incumbent senator, Cornyn that won in 2020 by a much bigger margin than Trump. But also Hager was not the best candidate ever, to be honest. But Cornyn won by 10 points. Trump won by 5, if I'm not mistaken. Almost 5. And that is the important question. Cornyn was a strong incumbent, and he is a strong incumbent, in the terms that he can win elections. Sometimes people choose candidates, and this is very normal, based on their policies. And this should be okay. But when it comes to be better for your party, you should focus on eligibility. Doesn't matter if you vote, for example, if you're a Democrat. Doesn't matter if you vote for AOC for president, because she's probably not going to win. Because this is a capitalist country. You can say whatever you want. You can say that capitalism is bad. But this is a capitalist society, and the Western society is a capitalist one. You can hate it or not, but a person like AOC is probably not going to succeed. Even if you might have all the support from her, you might vote for another candidate. That's why people in 2020, 2016 voted for another candidate rather than Bernie Sanders, even though he probably had the biggest support. But yeah, people voted for Biden, people voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016 because of that reason. And this is really important when you consider voting, because Paxton may not win. And this is my expectation. Paxton will not win. I can be wrong. I can also change my prediction until election day. But I don't think Paxton will win the general. But I think he will win the primary. That's my bottom line of this video. And Cornyn is a much better candidate in terms of eligibility. But this is a point if you have all the freedom to vote on whoever you want. I hope you to see in the polls, because the polls are just about to close the early voting on Friday, this Friday. And then you have election day on March the 3rd, Tuesday. And we're also going to have a very big live stream starting at 7:20 p.m. because 7:30 polls will close in North Carolina. I mean, if the Democrats are about to win this, they need to reach 70% in Dallas. There's no way they can actually do something. And you need turnout and numbers and percentages. So they need numbers and percentages. So 70% in Dallas. They need to win Tarrant County, which is Fort Worth, by more than 5. I would say even 10 if they can. But it's very hard because this is even though it's slightly more democratic right now, at least in the trend, even though we voted for Trump. It's a very hard county for a Democrat to actually win, and Beto O'Rourke was one of the one of the people that brought the most enthusiasm towards Texas in terms of the Democratic way and the Democratic vote, and he was not able to win. Houston, they need at least 20 points, and less than that, it's game over. And then they need the Rio Grande Valley, because there's no way you can have the percentages there but not getting the votes in the Rio Grande Valley. This is a very important aspect. I mean, getting 70% plus in Hidalgo County, and this is hard. I mean, the Democrats lost a lot of ground in those places because of all the unhappiness between the Latino population with the Biden administration, but then Trump came in, and probably are happy with the administration right now as well, because I mean it's normal for a president to lose support when the term is going, but that's a very important aspect. I mean, Latinos um, will probably decide this election, and Beto O'Rourke was very effective was very effective with them, and right now it may not happen again, and that will be a very very bad case if that happens, which I'm not so sure about it. But we'll see. I mean, the Democrats is better in 2025 Latinos. Right now, we'll see about that. And in Georgia 14th, right now we're at 27,000 votes already accepted. This is not just Georgia 14th. We do have some special primaries, if you will, here. But doesn't matter. It's very minuscule votes. But right now, Cobb County seems not the largest. It seems one of the lowest. But it's because you're considering the whole Cobb County, and it's not true. You're not going to have the whole Cobb County to vote. Even though this is a very Republican district, Marjorie Taylor Greene won by more than 30 points. Right now, it's Shawnee Harris, probably the Democrat, that's going to go to a runoff, and then the follower will be the Republican that was endorsed by Trump, and probably he's going to go to the runoff again, and they'll have a runoff between those two candidates, which is the most plausible scenario. Even though Shawnee Harris has the enthusiasm to win, he has a lot of enthusiasm as well. Trump went there just because, I mean, to bring support towards his candidate. I think that's natural, but that also shows that he's a little bit afraid of the situation. And don't forget also something: you have an interview with two candidates, Starbuck and Shawnee Harris, a Republican and the Democrat. That I interviewed them in the channel. I'm going to leave the links down below, because if you want to check his policies, it's a very their policies. I think it's a very interesting interview, to be honest. And if you want to check. And now when it comes to my prediction, Paxton Tellerico, and in North Carolina, it's Michael Watley against Roy Cooper. I'm not going to talk a lot about North Carolina. This was a seat of former senator. I'm sorry, it's still senator, but he's now going to be retiring. Tom Tillis, a very interesting senator in terms of his strength, that he was able to win against incumbent Kay Hagan in 2012, and that was a big moment. 2014. Sorry, and that was a big moment for him. He was able to dethrone a candidate that was not very expected to lose in 2014. I was not even 7 years old by the time that happened, which is very interesting. But he was, according to what I read, he was a very strong candidate, and people thought that maybe Kay Hagan as incumbent had the strength, but no other Democrat in Senate and in presidency was able to win North Carolina since Obama and Kay Hagan in 2008. I mean, we got governors, two Democratic governors, 3 elections. So Roy Cooper, right now senator, he wants to be senator of North Carolina, and also the right now governor of North Carolina. I'm just gonna, because of Mark Robson was not a great candidate also, that's why he lost. That was the video, guys. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, love it, like down below, and we'll be back on Friday with another video. This will be the last video until the election, because on Sunday we're gonna have the prediction, so it's not the last video, but Sunday will be the final prediction of this election. Thank you, and I'll see you there.